this is tip number 5 of the 5-part series. So the very last day, it is the finale on how to build a more organized baking and sweets business. If you feel like you could be doing better at communicating with your customers, if you feel like social media just isn't cutting it and you're tired of them cutting you off with the algorithms, the things that we're going to talk about here in this session is actually going to help you with building that rapport with your customers that you can't really do through social media. I wish I would have been using email marketing sooner in my business because I realized just how effective it was. But I mean, I already have been like 2 good years or 2 or 3 strong years into owning a business before I actually started using email marketing. Social media is awesome, but because of the way these algorithms are set up through Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all these different social media platforms, then we actually find ourselves not being able to reach our customers and communicate with our customers in the way that we would really like to. And the way that you can fix that is actually by emailing them directly. If you think about it, you guys, there are times where you will post something on social media, they won't see it, but if you hit their inbox, if you hit their email inbox, they are going to have to actively decide whether to read your email or not read your email, as opposed to it just not showing up at all. Now, mind you, there are some things that may land your email into their junk inbox or their spam inbox, but as you build that rapport and the communication with your customers as they sign up for your email list, then you can tell them, hey, make sure to check your, hey, make sure to check your spam, hey, make sure to check your junk and remove us, add us to your contacts so that we can come directly into your inbox. And then that's how you can maintain really great communication with your customers. You can start planning your emails, as in writing up email templates, things that are canned responses for when your customer reaches out to you. So the previous training, we talked about having frequently asked questions and having things prepared to say when your customer asks you questions. And you can do these exact same things with your email. Generally, I have certain things that I like to say in the beginning of my email. Thank you so much for reaching out. And then I respond to whatever the question is. And then I bring them back to wherever they can find the answer to the question if it is written out somewhere. So you can plan your emails, have certain things that you just kind of copy and paste when someone sends you an email and this is your response back to them. Automating your emails is going to help you tremendously with staying organized and also keeping the lines of communication open with your customer without you actively having to do something. If you're a SugarWeb Space user, then whenever you pay your subscription, I go in and I will send you a thank you note for thanking you for making a payment. And I know I could easily write something up and tell people thank you, but now actually what I do is I update that email monthly, but then I add people to that mailing list. So I have a mailing list in my MailerLite that says thank you payments. All right. So whenever I add somebody to this mailing list called Thank You Payments, then they automatically get an email that says, thank you so much. Usually there's a GIF that I update. They're like throwing sprinkles, they're throwing confetti. But it helps to automate that whole process because at the end of the day, I am grateful and I do want to thank them for their payment. And when I use like a Square or a PayPal, it only sends a confirmation. It doesn't send a thank you. And I want to thank people directly. And even though I may not have written that email to them personally at that particular time, I did take the time to send them a thank you, and that means the world to people. There'll be times where people will respond back, thank you, Sid, I'm so excited about being a part of SugarWeb Space, or this has always been so useful for us in our business, it continues to be useful. So you just have an opportunity to shine and look thoughtful, because you are thoughtful, but you can automate those processes as well. And so you can do something very similar with birthdays and with anniversaries. If you know that your customer's anniversary is coming up, then you can set an email automation for a annual time to send out to them on an annual basis on their anniversary or something like that, that will remind them. And this is especially good for people who you already know, like they may forget the anniversary, and you can just be proactive. Maybe you send it to them a month in advance. I want to send you an early happy anniversary, or I want to send you an early happy birthday, just realize that, we are still here and available for you. If you would like to get an anniversary cake of that flavor that you had at your wedding, we're here for you, so on and so forth. But you can set that up as an automated email so that you don't have to remember every June 6th or every December 5th that you have to send out an email to Mr. and Mrs. John Smith, right? That's already automated for you. I have a list of templates that you can create in order to help you with streamlining a lot of your email communications. So one of the topics would be thank you for your purchase, which we just discussed. The other thing would be frequently asked questions. So having an email that includes frequently asked questions. We talked about that in the last session. Another one is to include your reviews and feedback. Let's say you want to send out, a week later after someone's order has been sent to them, a review or feedback, or getting something to where they tell you how the experience was. You're following up on how the experience was. You can automate that process as well. Thank you so-and-so for, placing an order for your birthday cake. I hope everything went well. Did you have any feedback for us? Or would you mind leaving us a review on our Facebook page or on our, Google or wherever it is you leave your reviews? Go ahead and automate that process so that you can start to get reviews and feedback that you can then go and share on your social media as well, because all these things work hand in hand. We talked about admin days. That was one of the first sessions that we talked about in this whole series. And you can use your admin day to do something like that, whether you don't want to use, whether technology is not your thing. You can go ahead and send those out manually, but go ahead and have a template already written up to where you can put in the person's name, you can put in the date, and you can put in what they ordered. And it all kind of makes sense, but you have that template that's ready for you. Or if you are good at technology, or if you're interested in, having technology to work for you, then you set that type of stuff up in a MailChimp or a MailerLite, and then you add them to an email list, and then it just kind of automatically sends off after 2 days or something like that, after you've added them to the list, something that makes more sense for when they should actually get it. Okay, so use emails and use email automation to get reviews from people and to get feedback from people. It's not 100%, but people do like to feel like their business mattered, and checking in with someone is going to make them feel like their business mattered to you. If there are invoices that are outstanding, or if there are inquiries or estimates that are outstanding, then you can use emails to go ahead and follow up with people and have that canned response. Hey, I haven't heard back from you in a little while. I'm just following up to see if you're still interested in blah. And that date is actually still open, but I did have some other inquiries about it. If you would like to lock in your date, don't forget. And then you tell them your policies, and then you say your name, and then you leave it there. So again, this is a really great option for you if you want to continue to have communication with your customer and you want to get that sale that maybe they've moved on to something else, but you're the first person to reach back out to them, and now they're like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do it, and this person is proactive about it. Reminders around holidays and celebrations. And you guys, here is the beautiful thing about running a business that is very closely connected to holidays. These holidays usually come up around the same time every year. And so if you go ahead and figure out in advance the holidays that you would like to celebrate as like sales or specials, or you have some type of promotions around them, go ahead and write up those emails in advance. You already know that the 4th of July is on the 4th of July. You already know that Christmas is in December. You already know these things. So you can actually go ahead and write up these planned emails and planned promotions that you can just fill in the menu later, right? But go ahead and get the wording out. If you have a MailChimp or a MailerLite, then you can set it up as a draft email and then just not send it out until later. Or you can set it up as a draft email and schedule it to send at particular time, so that you don't have to remember, 3 months down the road that you want to have a promotion for whatever the next holiday is. Okay, so go ahead and start doing those on your admin days as well, and make your life a lot easier, especially in the times where you're like, okay, well, I don't have a lot of orders to work on, or I don't have a lot of invoices to follow up on during my admin day. This is a great opportunity. You already know 6 months down the line what holidays are coming, so go ahead and schedule out those email blasts, and just make your life a lot easier. If you take consultations, or if you know that people are going to come and meet with you, go ahead and send out a confirmation email or a welcome email to let people know what to expect whenever they come to their tasting, where they're going to meet you, what time, confirming what time that they're going to meet you, confirming what they need to bring, if they need to bring sample colors, if they need to bring like their Pinterest board, or create a Pinterest board so that you know what they're looking for. So basically emails that confirm your appointments and confirm what they need to bring, what they should expect from you as well. So go ahead and write those up, because then you already know that you have clients that are going to be asking those questions, and go ahead and be proactive and put those out there as well for your customers to see, as they're going forward and having meetings with you. Don't underestimate the power of asking people to sign up for your newsletter. And you may be like, Sid, I don't have a newsletter. What newsletter? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the newsletter yet. First, worry about getting people's emails. And so go ahead, please. I really encourage you to sign up for one of these free applications, MailChimp, MailerLite. I've mentioned them like however many times already. Go ahead and sign up for one of those email collector systems and start collecting people's emails, either through your pop-ups, like when you go to events. We talk about that a lot in the Sugar Coin Academy. So when you go to events, get people's emails. You're already collecting people's emails whenever you send them invoices. Also, at times where they go to your website, have some type of pop-up where you can collect their email as well. Emails are very important because you now will own that data. A lot of times when you are relying on social media, you don't own that data. Instagram could fold right now. Facebook could close right now. But if you have their email, then it's more reliable that you'll be able to communicate with them. So go ahead and start collecting emails whenever you get the opportunity to collect them, and then use them to your advantage. And as soon as you get that email, then send them a welcome. Send them something like, thank you so much for subscribing to our newsletter. Here are some articles that you may be interested in, and maybe it's like something you posted on your blog about planning for your wedding or planning for your celebration. Something in that email that directs them to more information about you. But it's a welcome. As soon as you get them on board, then you welcome them, because there is a such thing as emails going cold, and you want to keep your emails as warm as possible. So when I say emails going cold, I mean, have you ever, signed up for an email newsletter and you didn't hear anything from them, and then all of a sudden 7 months later you get an email from them and you're like, where did this come from? I don't even remember signing up for this. That's what happens when an email goes cold. And more than likely, if their email is going cold, people will say that you're spam, or either they'll say that they didn't sign up for it because they don't remember signing up for it. And so you don't want your emails to go cold. The way that you keep them from going cold is you actually start sending them emails right away. Well, if you don't have much to say right now, then go ahead and start planning things to automatically send out to them as soon as you add them to your email list. So first, it's a welcome. If you are a Sugar Coin Academy member, then the first thing you signed up, you got a welcome email that directed you to 4 different places that you could start within the Academy to start learning about marketing, or to learn more about recipes, or to think about pricing. That email was our warm welcome to you and the first point of contact as far as communicating with you as a member. Okay, so this is your opportunity as a business owner to welcome your customer and let them know where you're going to be. Let them know what specials you may have coming up. Let them know whatever that new information is that you want them to know, to keep that communication open with them, that warm communication open with them. Okay. All right, guys, that's all the tips we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go back and watch tips 1 through 4, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as that little bell so you can see when we have more trainings out for you guys to help you understand how to start and grow a successful baking and sweets business. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.